Hey guys, wanted to present a new mod that I'm working on. It's called Brave New World. It's a revoice of Fallout New Vegas. It basically is where I've actually gathered a team of professional voice actors to revoice a lot of the areas where I felt could use a lot of work. I actually gathered, and I did a lot of studies on this. I actually was asking a lot of people who they felt were the most poorly acted characters in the game or areas that could use improvements. And in the end, I try to compile the ones that actually seemed to require the most fixes. Some of these, well, I think it's just easier if I just go ahead and show you guys. So let's go over some characters here. So the first character is going to be, now...
We won't go quietly.
We'll just
the Legion can count on that.
Because there's a lot of characters here that I feel kind of illustrate that point. So I actually did do a revoice of Corporal Betsy. I actually thought the original voice actor did a great job, but I love this new voice actress. She did a great job for Betsy, and I kind of got lucky. Like, that's how it is with voice actors sometimes. Sometimes you get really great lines, and then sometimes you'll never get it back again, but she did a great job, and yeah.
Never seen you around. What do you want? Not unless you count the fiends as serious. Gorobets keeps us inside the fence, at least most of the time. Doesn't matter to me, I just shoot bad guys. Sooner or later, they'll move us out to the dam, though. That's when things will go to shit. Legion fights to win, and they're smart. Hell of a lot smarter than these crazy fiends. I don't feel bad about killing the Legion. Fiends, on the other hand, sometimes I get some pangs of conscience. Not often, but sometimes. Some cute little junkie bitch, so fucked up she doesn't even know that she's the bad guy. And I've got a headshot her. It makes me think. Yeah, try not to get killed.
Oh, that reminds me. So Betsy will actually have a different tone of voice depending on if you're a guy or a girl, right? So
Hello?
my character is a guy.
Yeah? Not interested. Try me again when you're tall, blonde, and female.
Ouch.
Yeah, try not to get killed.
Okay, so there's that. There's 10 of Spades. This is actually a little bit incomplete. Actually, no. I finished this, but I need to fix something with a couple things here.
10 of Spades. First recon sharpshooter at your service. Oh, yeah. Fine. Just a little the stutter. Had it since I was a kid. Doesn't stop me from kicking ass. Hey, no cause for that. What the fuck is your problem? How about you get out of my face? I'm first recon. I don't need to take shit from civvies. Nah, it's no problem. Everyone likes to have a little fun with me. Just shows they like me. You don't rib somebody you don't like. Yeah, I'll see you around.
Alright. Let's see here. So with Daughtry, I revoiced this character because although I do feel that Liam O'Brien did a pretty good job, I just felt like it just didn't quite match.
If it's bad news, you can take it up with the Colonel. If it's good news, it better involve some dead fiends. Damn right I am. And I'm paying bounties. I've got 3 fiends I want dead, and I don't give a goddamn how it gets done. That sound like something that interests you?
Kind of sounds like that one movie, but I didn't intend it to be that way. But he does get better later on.
First one calls herself Violet. God knows why. The name is the prettiest thing about her. Spends most of her time with a pack of vicious dogs. Then there's driver Nephi. He's fast and he's brutal. Killed about a dozen of my men with a goddamn driver iron. Hence his name. And finally, Cook. Cook loves using his flamethrower on his victims, usually after he rapes them. I'm not gonna feed you any bullshit. These aren't your common Vegas trash. They've all killed good NCR men. You go after them, any of them. You're in for a hell of a fight. So, which one's it gonna be? You've got some guts, I'll give you that. Nephi is one tough son of a bitch. You let him get close, and he'll take your head off. My advice is this. Talk to Lieutenant Gorobitz. He's in charge of Alpha Team, 1st Recon, snipers. If you're lucky, you can lure Nephi into the open, and the sharpshooters can bring him down.
Right.
Out in the yard. That means no headshots, no decapitations, till after they're dead, and no damage to the face. If you want to be safe, aim for the chest. You bring me a head that looks like a rotten tomato, people will be doubting, and I won't be authorized to pay the entire bounty. Good luck to you, and don't get careless. Right.
Let's go ahead and move on to another character here. Alright, so this is a revoice of Sergeant Astor. Or is it Astor? So one thing I want to make clear is, you know, when one of the biggest things that a lot of people were actually pretty upset about in New Vegas Redesign 3 is that I try to make it so that the voice actor would match the actual character. And I realize it could be viewed as racist, but I actually didn't intend it to be that way. I just feel that in general, like a lot of... There's one thing where you're being racist, but it's another thing where in Fallout New Vegas, you get the impression like they were rushed making this game. So they had one actor voicing all sorts of characters. And so in this case, Jesse Birch does not fit for the character of Astor. Like, he didn't even try, right? So I just had a different voice actor who I felt matched his, you know, his race, his age, and his personality better, right? So here's Sergeant.
Hang on there, traveler. You'll want to stay away from here. The whole town is irradiated to high hell. Head north toward Novak. Look for a big dinosaur. Can't miss it. The whole area is irradiated and filled with the infected. It's a war zone here. Okay.
Oh shit, I messed up there.
Head north to...
Whoops.
Stay safe.
Okay. So there's that.
Patrolling
so the next character.
the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
You know, actually, I've actually made... Let's see if this works. It might not work, but it might work.
What do you want?
Oh yeah, it does. So I actually revoiced... This will come out in the next update after Brave New World, but I've actually revoiced all the NPCs.
Things are really bad here. If I were you, I'd head back. At the very least, you need to get some radiation supplies. And I'm not sharing them with you, okay? I'm sorry, but you're better off staying away from here. It's dangerous. I've just been using Radaways and Radex all day. Sorry if I'm being blunt, but I have to ask. Where'd you get that scar? Oh, I wasn't being specific. I'm talking about the one on your head. It's a miracle you survived.
So, you're not going to hear, like... It'll be like some variety with characters on there. Okay, let's go into the next one. 13 FEAB. Okay. this is a revoice of Elias. I did it because of a couple reasons. I felt that Yuri Lowenthal, he's a great actor, but one actor can't do like fucking 50 characters, and he just doesn't fit for the role.
Halt! What business have you in Cottonwood Cove, outsider? There.
Okay. I mean, oh, that was so weird. But that's why I felt I wanted to revoice.
Don't try my patience. A nod of my chin, and you'll be decorating a cross.
Like, he sounds much more like...
It is the armor of a Kenturian. You have the rare honor of beholding it unspattered by the blood of my inferiors. As much as the profligate's cowardice will allow, they wouldn't dare attack us here, but we catch them out on patrols. With 2 contubernia at my command, I've killed and captured 4 times my numbers.
Okay, anyway.
Wale.
Okay, 12d62, let's go to 12b... 12fcb3. Oh, that's right. So the issue why I revoiced Canyon Runner is I felt he kind of rushed through his lines, so we chose someone that didn't rush through his lines.
Awe, have you come to sell or trade for captures? No. They haven't yet earned the right to be called slaves. Those 3 in the pen are captures, nothing more. Back at the... Why would it bother me to enslave these wretches? They have no purpose, no creed, no honor. They live in pitiful squalor, undisciplined. To enslave them is to save them, to give them purpose and...
See, much more better paced. This is more, I got a younger actress to do the voice of Sammy Weathers. I have to, there's some issues with the mic, so I have to clear that up, but...
Please! You need to get us out of here! I can't stand this place! You need to help us! You need to help us! Please, you need to hurry.
Yeah, when I first started...
The guards are already talking about things they want to do to me.
When I first started, I actually was more open to mics that weren't like at a certain level, but after a while, as I kind of started working more and more, like I started changing my standards higher. But that one was a little bit done earlier. I mean, I probably have to clean that up, but so I did Kenny Weathers because in the original game, he basically is like, "Help us, please, bye." Like he's just like the acting was so terrible. So I felt the need to revoice his character too.
Come here! Come here! You need to help us. You need to help us get out of here. We'll give you anything. Come on. Don't just walk by. Are you gonna free us? You're gonna free us, right? Please. Come on. You gotta free us. What do you want? We'll do anything for you. Come on. You gotta hurry. I don't know why they keep me in store, but you gotta hurry. This ain't good. This is not good. I need to get out of here now. You need to free us.
See, that's more likely kind of like how I feel Kenny Weathers should be like. I mean, he just was recently captured. He's in a cage. He's not gonna be like, bye, you know, like, oh, like I just felt the original actor didn't do a great job on that one. And yeah, so there's that. Let's move on to another character here. Oh shit, whoops, this is just going to the same one. Whoops. To EFE245. This is Janet, although I don't know if she's... It won't let you talk to her, I think.
You should go talk to Blake or Alice. They handle most of our contact with visitors.
Yeah. For taking the bunny slope. In addition,
see. I think
Hey.
this is Don Hostetler. So, the issue with Don Hostetler was that he was voiced by Gregory Allen Williams. And although I think Gregory Allen Williams, he's a pretty good voice actor, it's just that his voice is so distinct. And he sounds like Mr. Holdout, who has a ton of lines. So for him to do Don Hostetler, I just felt like what I did was... Okay, so here's another rule I've kind of done in Brave New World. Controversial, but fuck it, it's my mod. I don't give a shit. You either download it or you don't, but I don't give a shit. If you don't like it, don't download it. My rule is I will match the race and age of the character, right? So if the character is like old, and he's a lot older, and he's Caucasian, I'll pick a voice actor that fits that. Because if you recall, Don Hostetler, like, he's actually a lot older. Like, his wife is, his daughter is, she's probably around 17 to 21, but in the game he looks really, really young. So I chose a different voice actor. You know?
Hello there. Welcome to the Crimson Caravan Company. How can I help you today? You know, hiring isn't really my department. You should talk to Miss McLaffery about work for hire. Good day.
He doesn't have much lines, but at least now, like, he doesn't sound like Mr. Holdout anymore. Alright, let's go to someone else. FG45. 11 FC980. Actually, player dot move to. Let's move to let's see here. Let's go to I have to pick up Veronica. No, I didn't revoice her line. I have to pick her up because you need her on your team to go
No
to
offense, but you look like you've traveled a long...
hidden bunker. So I'm just going to quickly just go through her lines.
Well, hey, so where are you headed anyway? Ooh, very exciting. Gonna strike it rich, huh? Now you're still... Well, thanks for taking a chance on a night. Let's hit the road, huh?
Okay. So yeah. Now that she's on my team, I can now go to another place. Let's go to the hidden bunker now. Actually, let me see if I can do something here. Player.move to 133047. Oh, this is same area. Player.move to 122B95, maybe. B95. Okay, that didn't work. Player.move to E2F86. Alright, so this is Apprentice Watkins. You'll notice that she's actually shorter than most people shorter than everybody in the hidden bunker. Also, it's implied that she's actually supposed to be like a teenager, like someone really, really young. So I changed the textures around to make her look a little bit younger, and she's now voiced by a teenage actress now. Because I think in the original game, she would just be like, when you would say bye, she would be like, bye! So, kind of fix that.
What do you mean by shouldn't I be in school? You see, I'm not like the other kids here. This probably won't make sense to an outsider. We all have to take a mandatory VR combat test. It helps us train for combat situations. Turns out, I received the highest marks out of everyone in my class. In fact, Head Scribe Taggart actually asked that I get transferred for VR specialist training, so I'm his assistant now. I don't need to go to school anymore. But I do miss hanging out with all the other kids. It's all serious here. Everyone's older than me, and they treat me like I'm a little kid. But at least I get to skip all these boring lectures, right? Well, just like everyone here, I grew up in the Brotherhood, My dad was a scribe and my mom was a paladin. Okay. Bye.
Okay, let's see here. Next character. 2F86. Oops, I don't know why she's standing over there, so let's get out of here for like a little bit. Okay.
Have you reconsidered, Outsider? I could still use your help. Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, you being one of the very few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or to retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing. Up until now, we haven't disclosed this information. I need you to find out what's happened with those 3 patrols.
Oops. Made a mistake there.
The less people know, the better. My brothers and sisters were deeply traumatized by the losses we incurred several years ago. It would be imprudent to worry them unduly without first discovering the facts of the situation.
This sounds better. Like, I feel like, just from a personal standpoint, this voice actor does a way better job of actually portraying the character of Elder McDonough, because it's actually kind of interesting because the original Elder McDonough, he has gray hair, but he looks like a kid, and he's voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. It doesn't quite work, but...
I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape. These holotapes had information regarding their mission, and you can use these to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but the position should show on your map once you reach the surface. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring me each of the holotapes from all 3 patrols. Otherwise, bring our brothers home. I've given the order that you be given access to some of our equipment. You still won't be able to purchase any prohibited equipment, but hopefully some of what's available will prove useful for you.
This guy, this motherfucker had a ton of lines, but I finished him. He had, I think he has the most lines in the game. Well, General Oliver Lee had a lot too, but he has a ton of lines. But anyway, let's move on to the next character. Okay, let's move to Dawes.
Hey, you! You better step the fuck back. This is powder ganger territory. Now turn the fuck around.
His voice sounds a little odd, like right here, but he's actually supposed to be much farther from you, so the voice actually carries, and then you come closer to him.
You asking me what this place is? It's powder gang territory. This used to be a prison. They held some of the toughest motherfuckers in this place. It was called the New California Republic Correctional Facility. And let me tell you something. Not much correcting happened here. Just slave labor. Cause this place is a fucking wall, man. Nobody can get through here. It's the safest goddamn place aside from the Lucky 38. There's water, power, and if we need food, we got everything we need here. Yeah, whatever.
So, obviously, so I revoiced Dawes because he was originally voiced by Ari Rubin. And again, my controversial rule, but fuck it, I don't care. If the character is African American, I'm gonna have him voiced by, or if he's Caucasian or whatever, I'll try to match the age and race of the character. So the actual voice actor is actually gonna be, will actually match the character. Right? And I think, I think people have, again, they may have qualms with that, but I think that's probably the way to go. It makes the most sense, but I understand some folks, know, kind of like whatever about that. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on that. So we move on to the next character, E3488.
The bunker takes a little getting used to, doesn't it?
Oh no, I didn't finish him yet. He's going to. What I'm going to do is another rule in this game is that I'm going to make it so that everybody will be revoiced. I mean, no two people with the same voice will be next to each other. So you know how Yuri Lowenthal is here, 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 and here? These will all be voiced by different people from here on out. Let's go on to the next one. E3283. Let me actually change something really quick, if you don't mind. What is that his name? Raz. Okay. 10-104-318. Okay. Okay. So here is a revoice of O'Hanrahan. And I revoiced him because of a couple reasons. Number one, I don't like how he's right next. First of all, he's voiced by Jesse Birch, and Jesse Birch is also right there too, with this dude Raz. That's the first problem. So again, two same voice actors. My rule is you're not going to ever see two voice actors. I mean, two people who sound the same next to each other. Second of all, Jesse Birch, he always sounds like a bored librarian, right? So I chose someone that I felt like would. That's the other thing too. But the third thing was, so this character is actually supposed to be a Christian, and for better or for worse, I know a lot of Christian people, and I know how they act and so what I did was, almost as a joke, I actually made this character more like the Christians I know in real life and how they act. So here it goes.
Oh, howdy. They're mostly pretty nice. Poindexter showed me how to make fireworks. Raz kind of scares me sometimes, but I don't mind. He's had a hard life. Well, I was born on a farm out in California. Weren't much, just me, Ma and Pa, my two sisters, and about 40 acres of corn and Brahmin. We never came across problems, really, except for some lean years. Then I joined up and got shipped out here to New Vegas. Well, as it turns out, we had a string of bad harvests a few years back. Pa said he couldn't afford to feed all three of us. We were gonna starve. So it was my job to join the army, so my sisters could eat, so we wouldn't all be killed by raiders. I'm here for the good fight. Take care of my family, but it's been real hard. Suppose this is God's way of teaching me, you know? He works in mysterious ways. Everything happens for a reason. But I don't worry. I know I'll be fine. God will always be with me, just like it says in the scripture. Psalm 23, verse 4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Toodaloo.
He actually says that in the game. Okay, next character is Raz. I had him revoiced because I felt, again, he was voiced by Jesse Birch, and I kind of want to give an impression like that, you know, he's been around, kind of had like a rough past, so.
Hey, what's up, man?
That's actually from the line. I didn't add that. That's actually from the game. Yeah, he actually says yo. But anyway.
We don't talk too much, mostly. Poindexter's a smart-ass prick. Well, Hannaran's a big-ass pussy. He ain't good for shit in a fight. And Mags, well, how could I put this? She's cut out for something other than soldiering, you dig? Psh, whatever, man. It's not like I need any of them. I'll do just fine on my own. Ain't much to tell, really. Grew up out west, near the boneyard. You heard of it? Yeah, not many people have. Wasn't really a good place for kids to grow up, you know what I mean? I joined up to get out. I still got family back there, though. I miss them. Shit, man. That's a long story, man. You sure you want to hear it? Well, I used to roll motor runner in the gang. That guy's got everything down to a system. Truth be told, it was actually kind of cool for a little while. I needed my fix, and my girl Tessa, she told me I could get the hookup. But then shit got real, man. Tessa was supposed to come back and bring us more, but she never came through. And shit's just never been the same since then. See, nobody lasts long in the fiends, man. It's not exactly a lot of happy endings. You either die by the chems or you die by the gun, you know? And one day I just said, fuck it. I packed up my shit and I went to Freeside. Once I was there, man, I knew I needed to get some caps, and shit was hard in the beginning, man. It was real fucking hard. I had to do a lot of shitty favors to get by. Shit, let me give you some free advice. Don't ever borrow money from the Omertas. Yeah, anyway.
You get the point.
See you soon.
I wanted to add a little bit more depth to this character, because I felt like he didn't really have much lines, and he was actually kind of an interesting character, and Unshaven One did a great job, you know, doing the acting for him. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. 104, 18. Let's see something here. 131 East B.
Awe, why have you come to Nelson?
So, I did a revoice for Dead Sea because he was originally voiced by Gregory Allen Williams. And again, anytime I hear Gregory Allen Williams, I'm thinking Mr. Holdout. Mr. Holdout. Like, he's so distinct as Mr. Holdout. And so for him to voice anyone else, I was just like, no. So this is why I did a revoice of Dead Sea.
My orders are to hold Nelson. So far, the enemy north of here has been too frightened to move against us. Why should it concern you? Fool. I have attacked the enemy. I led the assault on Nelson with 2 Contubernia against twice our number.
So much more badass.
It is Kaisar's wish that we hold this position. Our mere presence frightens and demoralizes the enemy. What stalemate? It is Kaisar's will that I hold this position, that I not advance. If you're so eager to see Camp Forlorn Hope fall, why don't you attack it? I thought as much. You are not my Centurion. You aren't even Legion. I do not carry on at your command.
He actually says this in the game.
True to Kaisar.
Alright. 131 E7B. Who's this? This is... Oh no, I already did that already. Where? Dots move to 12089. Let's see. Oh, this is Alex Richards. So, Alex Richards was initially voiced by. Oh, you know what? Since I'm here on video, and if you actually watched this far, I want to make something really important here. I fucking hate ENBs, you know, because if you actually watch, like, when I actually did original lighting in this game, so I actually wanted it so that, like, if you look at that, like, that's how I wanted it to look like. But ENBs won't look like that. You see that? That actually, like, anyway, that's beside the point. But, like, ENBs tend to change the lighting a lot, and it doesn't look right. But anyway, I guess what I want to tell you is if you ever use New Vegas Redesigned, make sure you don't use any ENBs. Like, that's how I initially wanted it. Like, it'll look a lot worse with ENBs. But anyway, here is Alex Richards.
Unless it's urgent, you're gonna have to wait. If it's gravely important, save me the trouble and empty your pockets now. The Legion has been hitting us pretty hard lately. Lots of casualties. Not many people I can save. What would you like to know? I used to be a doctor back in California, but a few years back I got suckered into doing military work because it was my patriotic duty. Thought it was a great idea and was excited about making the world a better place with the NCR. Now, I just want to get back home. I've had enough fighting, and fixing up soldiers just to send them right back out to die to last a lifetime. Men have waged war on each other for countless centuries. Now's no different. People fight and die for what they believe in. I'm just here to patch them and make sure they'll be okay.
Oh shit, you patched them up. Whoops.
I'm doing the best I can, considering the poor situation I find myself in. There's barely enough equipment or medicine to handle the number of injuries we have. To make things worse, I think someone might be stealing my supplies. That's an odd response if I've ever heard one. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to go searching for the missing supplies, since I have my hands full with injured troopers. I remember coming in one morning and noticing that my supplies were lower than they should have been. Thought it might have been a mistake, but another morning I noticed the same thing. The camp is pretty dead at night, especially at 0200 hours when the guard shift changes. That'd be a good place to start looking. Well, perhaps you can come back and help me when you have more time.
Okay, so there's that. 20D9. Okay, and I want F4, F5712. 131 CB, 8F, 8F, OB8. This is Ranger Andy. So I actually had him revoiced because of many reasons. So number one, it was initially voiced by Emerson Brooks. So wanted to remove cloning. I don't want like the same voice everywhere. Number two, Ranger Andy I felt should sound a lot older. Number three, Ranger Andy should have a lot more powerful acting. Like when he's talking about how he got injured and what happened with the kid, like I don't feel the original actor did this character justice, right? So let's go over his lines.
Welcome. We haven't met yet. You must be new in town. I'm Andy. Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my ass and counting cracks in the ceiling. Wasting my life. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing something good. No, not anymore. Ever since my legs. I still like to pretend I'm a ranger, though. I check in with the guys up at the station on the ham radio. Sometimes they stop by, tell me they're paying their respects. They haven't been responding to me lately. I guess they got tired of hearing me talk. It's still got me a little worried. Guess they're just sick of all this bullshit. No. They'll be all right. They're good soldiers. I don't give them enough credit. Yeah, twice. Actually, the first time, it was more like half my body. Knocked me out of the Rangers. This time, it's mostly just reminded me how useless I've gotten.
Oh shit, that's weird. Oh crap, whoops. Yeah, that's weird, but yeah.
A few years back, got a tip that some Legion slavers were holed up in this burnt-out house, not too far from where we were. We get there, and it's deserted. No sign anyone's been there. I mean, nothing. As we're leaving, I hear something behind me. I turn around, and there's this kid, just skin and bone, and he's looking up at us. And he's scared half to death. Been hiding in the closet. I go to grab him out of there, and I notice he's holding something in his hand. Something metal. He shuts himself back inside the closet, and that's when I see the grenade he's left by my feet. They do it a lot. The Legion, using kids. They know we'll hesitate. Anyway, that was the first time. Second time I fell down those stairs in front of the motel. Just in case I got to thinking, I'd put it all behind me. I've been laid up for a while now. Haven't been able to keep an eye on things like usual. It's a small town, though. I'm sure someone would have noticed somebody like that if they came this way. They're the NCR's finest. A one-man platoon, each of them. You got a job where even thinking about it would scare a man senseless? That's when you bring in the Rangers. And if you see a squad of veterans, guys who earn their black armor, well, you won't find a more beautiful sight. I'm sure it was very inspiring. Hey, wait a sec. I know what I said, but if you find yourself by Ranger Station Charlie, let me know what you find. I'd be interested.
I think that sounds a lot better than the original actor. I mean, but that's just my 2 cents. Let's see, 10D4FO. Oh shit. Oh no. Whoops. This is 10. Oh crap, this is twisted. I forgot about this. This is twisted. But this is actually, I remember this took me a long time to do. In the original game, it's like it doesn't look like this at all. This is the yeah, holy crap, this is twisted. I forgot about this. Yeah, I want to make one thing clear. So New Vegas Redesign 3, a lot of the things that were in there, it's sort of like I just kind of just do it because it's like it's a request, but I don't. Oh fuck! This is awesome. This is so I might as well end it off right here. So this is Clanton. Now I'm going to make him. He's sort of like, you will see that he has like dual personalities, the way he talks and the way he is, right? So, and there will actually be an audio log that you will pick up from him. 2 different audio logs. So, well, no, okay, so here's what's crazy, right? It's not done yet, but I'm working on it. You see in this game, what happens is you see like there's all this blood here. So what I was going to do is I'm going to have a maid who's actually going to be cleaning up around here. And then when you leave, you're going to start seeing less and less blood. And everything starts slowly getting cleaner. and then you have to have a pretty high speech to like speak to him to get a better understanding of like she'll just tell you she's just cleaning the place. But if you actually have a high speech, she'll start saying like something's wrong about this place, and then but anyway, this was voiced. He has multiple personality, and he acts like two different people, and he's conflicted. It's crazy.
Hey, nice to meet you. Do you need some help with something? A little bit of this and a little bit of that. The usual.
You notice he's like a little off, you know?
I'm a close friend of some of the family around here. I do some independent contracting around the casino, and they set me up with this great room.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't finish that. Oh crap! I gotta fix that. he's not done yet. But yeah. So that's that. So yeah, basically what I wanted to illustrate is a few things. Number one, I realize it's taking a really, really, really long time. It's because I'm actually doing this by myself. There's no help, and it's because it's set up the way the mod is set up, and with voice acting, you can't actually split the work up. And also, just from a sort of like a standpoint, like, you know, it's like, since I've already put this much work into it, I'm sort of like, well, I fucking did it. I like did all the work on it, and like, you know, like, you know, it was a lot of work. So, but I'm still working on it. I'm kind of in and out working on it, but it is a lot of work because a lot of the, you have to get all the voices together. You have to do all the lips syncing. You have to do all these little things. I'm still trying to figure things out, but yeah, I'm hoping that there will be a day when I can actually, you know, release this to you guys, and I think it's what I want to. In closing statements, I want to mention 5 things about some of the questions people have about this mod. Number 1, this will be separate from New Vegas Redesign 3. I think New Vegas Redesign 3 has definitely some problems that, you know, people have basically, you know, it's one of those things where either you like it or you don't. There's no gray area because it's very, you know, there are some issues with it, right? But if anything, New Vegas Redesign 3 was just a way for me to kind of experiment. It perhaps it's a situation where following requests of the community went maybe a little too far. Like someone will say, hey, give me a red cap, and I'll make a red cap. Give me a green cap. Give me a green cap. Like, I did everything the community asked for. And the irony is, and here's the irony, I did everything the community asked for, and in the end, the community hated it because it was so dark. But that's, I mean, if you've ever played any of the Fallout games, like, this is actually the truest to Fallout, like, in the sense that, like, this is not like Fallout 4. Like, Fallout 4 is, like, very tame. Like, Fallout New Vegas is a very dark game. But anyway, besides that, what I want to mention is a few things. Number 1, this mod will be separate. It will pretty much only have the voice acting in it, so my goal is to make it so that even people who hate the living fuck out of New Vegas Redesign 3 will like this mod, because how can you go wrong? It basically is a fix to all the main actors. And what I really, really want to encourage is if at any point you don't like any of these voice actors, you know, let me know, because I can make improvements to fix things. You know, I can, while it's in development, I can fix things, you know, but once it's done, you know. So that's the first thing I want to do. The second thing I want to mention is a few things. Number 1, I realize it's controversial, but I'm always going to make it so that the voice actor matches the character, right? So if they're older or younger, if they're African American, they're Caucasian, things like that, I'll try to match it up accordingly. Third of all, you will never, ever, ever see, like, let's say in a large area like this, the same actor with the same voice here, 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 and here. They will all now have their own voice actor. Third thing I want to mention is you will see better acting. And you know what? I want to make this all across the board. Anyone out there, all the haters out there, like any mod, please come to me. Tell me what you want me to fix, because in the end, I want to make this mod sort of like YUP, like, you know, where it is an essential mod. It's a mod where even if you fucking hate New Vegas Redesign 3, you will love this mod because it's a fix to New Vegas. You know, it's like basically getting great voice actors to revoice this game, you know? So, yeah, this is a whole kind of summation of what this mod's all about, and yeah, hope to see you soon. All right.